But all right, get started. Episode 2 of the Angry Bears Fan Podcast. I'm Sean. This is my bud Tom. This is episode 2. Like I said, was it week 11 in the NFL? We just got through week 10.
Yes, sir.
All right, just got through week 10. We started this in the midst of Justin Fields emerging as a potential superstar quarterback.
Not an MVP like some of the Dan
Not this year.
Orlovsky.
I mean, maybe we'll see. We'll have to see how the year ends. I guess we our record. What was the Ravens record when Lamar won it?
Winning.
I guess we aren't going to have a winning record. I'm just saying if he has has a non-winning quarterback ever got the MVP or like an average?
I don't think so.
No, I don't know. Well, definitely, like I said, I wouldn't call him MVP anymore. But he's definitely looking like, for sure, a top 10 quarterback with the potential to be top 5, especially with the pass in the guard. Tom Brady and Rodgers, they're out of here. I'm very looking forward to that.
I'm not too sure about Brady.
Being gone. I mean, he's gone from being top 5. Yeah, I don't know if he's gone, but I don't think he's top 5 anymore.
He'll play until he's 55.
Yeah, I love Brady. But I don't think he's top 5 anymore. I think he's like 10. But the Bears game was interesting. A lot of ups and downs. Like I said, my first video, it's really, as a lifelong Bears fan, it sucks watching our defense go out there and just knowing they're not going to do shit. No pass rush. Like I said, the one shining moment, as I said, I wanted to see Jack Sanborn out there playing. I thought he looked good in the preseason, and I think he's an adequate replacement to Roquan, and at least somebody young who we could be happy about.
And for a fraction of the price.
Yeah. What is he? I think he was a practice, or he was undrafted, right?
Undrafted rookie.
Yeah, so he's making nothing. But I when we played in the preseason, he flashed to me. I know it's just the preseason, but anytime I was watching, I felt like he was just making all the plays. And when he finally got out there on Sunday, he did just that.
Well, he had 12 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for losses, and he would have had an interception if that phantom call wasn't there.
That was bullshit. That was such a bullshit call.
And that was the officiating these last couple weeks in particular
in general has just been terrible.
Garbage.
Those PIs were atrocious. The one thing I didn't like, though, I feel like Jalen Johnson, maybe he's hurt, but I feel like he's taking steps back. Amon St. Brown was just cooking him all game. I know he's good, I guess, but he's still, that guy's a rookie too. He shouldn't be making you look like that. He was getting whatever he wanted, him and Jared Goff, and that's just disgusting to see because they're terrible.
Yeah, when you have Jared Goff looking like a Tom Brady in his prime, there's an issue. I don't realistically expect, and this is gonna sound crazy, but taking a look at what the Ryan Poles pace or the Ryan Poles approach is right now, I don't see, and maybe I could be wrong, I just got a gut feeling, I don't see Eddie Jackson and Jalen Johnson being here next year.
I don't think so. I don't know about Eddie Jackson. I agree with you there. I think they'll want to cut that money. So I think he's getting cut or traded for sure. Jalen Johnson, I don't know so much. Last year, he looked really good.
He's had one interception his entire career.
I'm really not looking for interceptions. I mean, are you getting cooked? Because if you're really good, they're not even going to throw by you.
Opposing quarterbacks have an over 100 quarterback rating.
No, I'm saying this year. That's why I said this year he's terrible. Last year I thought he was a lot better.
I think he probably is hurt.
I'm guessing he is hurt, so we'll see. I don't know, but that was one thing that I didn't want to see. I thought that was the one decent player we for sure had that was young, and he took major steps back this year. I don't know if it's
he's regressed, definitely.
I don't know if it's. I mean, he's also getting picked on. We don't have any other corners, so he's guarding Justin Jefferson's. And
well, it's also kind of hard to guard a wide receiver for 8 seconds when the opposing quarterback has all day to sit back there.
Our pass rush is terrible. I don't know how many times I see our defensive tackles just getting pancaked in pass pro. I feel like they should be, I don't know what they got to do. Sign guys off the practice squad, whatever. We should be throwing anybody out there on third down who wants to rush the passer.
Just today, and I'm sure you're familiar with this name, they signed Taco Charlton off of New Orleans Saints.
I did not see that, but I like Taco. Yeah. I think he's a good pass rusher. He's terrible in run, but I feel like in Bears D's past, we've had guys like Mark Anderson who like only came in on third down. Like he wasn't out there to stop the run. Like I think Taco Charlton great off the edge. I don't know how much. I'm sure he's lost a step, but like, can we go out and get some of those
He's only
guys?
28.
Yeah, can we go out and get some of those guys who are like specialists or like?
Well, they picked up Justin Lane too off of waivers from Pittsburgh, and he's
Yeah,
a
he's
former
okay.
third round pick.
Yeah, he's quality.
He's
He could play.
I think he'll be better than Kendall Vindor.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I hate
Vildor.
Vildor.
Yeah,
He's
I like.
horrible.
Was Thomas Graham Jr. hurt? I thought I wanted to see him play this year. Oh, maybe he's hurt.
I don't know.
Never gonna go. I thought he was gonna be okay, but again, the defense is not much to talk about. It really sucks that we don't have anything to look forward to on that. I guess Kyle Gordon and Brisker's been really good.
Yes, he's been a
I
bright
mean, I
spot.
guess he's in Defensive Rookie of the Year talks. I mean, statistically,
It's
Kyle
gonna go
Gordon.
to Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, Kyle Gordon's been okay. Uh, he's had his moments, but again, he's a rookie out there with no pass. We got no pass rush. He's getting put on islands a lot of the times. He's gotten a lot
But
of PIs.
he's improved week by
Yeah,
week by week.
he
At
slowed
least
down
I
on the
think so.
PIs. He was getting a lot of PIs early in the year. He's not getting
And
so much this year.
he was getting burnt in man
Yeah.
coverage.
He's a great
Bad.
tackler. I like that. So Gordon and Brisker are good. But the defense is just, I'm guessing next year it's going to be like 8 new guys out there. Like I said, Sanborn, maybe Jalen Johnson, I think, will get another shot, and then Brisker and Gordon. And then I think everybody else, we're going to have like 7 new starters out there.
Yeah, like I said,
hopefully
it might
so.
be more. I don't know. Last year Jalen Johnson did do, he did play well. I know this year he's been a lot, a little hurt, but like I said, with the approach that Ryan Poles is taking, I'm looking at it as I mean, if you remember, what was it, the early 90s, I think, when the Green Bay Packers brought in the new GM. I think, yeah, he got rid of everybody with the exception of 4 people on that roster. Brought in Brett Favre, brought in a whole bunch of, other people, literally got rid of everybody else that wasn't on that roster with the exception of 4 people. I want to say it was like 93 or something. But it seems like that's the approach he's kind of taking because now you've gotten rid of most of those guys from the previous regime. There's only a few select left. I mean, obviously Justin Fields, David Montgomery, who's going to be gone, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, most of the guys on the
Shit,
offense,
Herbert just got hurt.
yeah. IR. David Montgomery did practice today.
Mm.
Yeah. What I
Abner
was
looked
thinking
okay
too,
though, so I'm not worried about that.
well, it's interesting is that and I thought about this, right? You have a third round pick in Bayless Jones Jr. that can't catch a football. So what if you put David Montgomery on a little bit of a snap count if he's, feeling a little hurt or whatever? You have Travis Ebner, obviously, Khalil Herbert's on IR. It wouldn't hurt to throw Bayless Jones Jr. in the backfield if he can
I mean,
if he can take a handoff. I mean,
he can't catch a punt, so I wouldn't want him out there.
not a
I
punt
just think
return, but
I just think he sucks because if
yeah,
he's a third round pick, if you can't play receiver, what the hell are you going to do? He's going to drop the ball playing running.
but he's got speed.
Yeah,
Just see what he can do in between the tackles.
I mean, we're not winning anyway, so I don't know why they just don't throw him out there and throw him cut like 5 bombs a game anyway, 3 to 5 bombs a game.
Yeah, because
Jet sweep or 2. Why do we keep giving jet sweeps to Amikua St. Brown? Like, I do not understand. Out of all the wide receivers we have, he gets 90% of the jet sweeps. He's the biggest and slowest one we got, and they're like, all right. It's like he looks like a tight end, and they're like, all right, we're gonna give him the fucking jet sweep every time.
yeah, I don't know. Some of the play calling was suspect, especially in that fourth quarter against the Lions. I mean, and we talk about Justin Fields all the time. And the wide receiver room, ESB, Byron Pringle was activated from IR. I think he played a handful of snaps.
He had 2 catches.
Targets.
They sat Harry so Pringle could play.
N'Keal Harry and Bayless Jones.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Chase Claypool had 19 snaps. Why?
I don't. For the Claypool thing, I don't understand why. It's like, didn't you trade for him? He should be out there every fucking play. I mean, I'm guessing it's just because Claypool. I'm assuming by the next few weeks, Claypool's going to be out there for play. I'm guessing it's like a playbook thing. But I agree with you. They should just put. He's a receiver. Fucking Justin Fields, tell him we're out to run every play. Like,
well, his first week he was there. He was there the short week. He was only there for 4 days again. They played Miami. He was on the field for 26 snaps. He's had a week to get acclimated a little bit more, and his snap count went down. Like,
Do we run less plays? I don't know. I would have to
no,
look that up.
he was only on the field for 19 snaps
I,
out
I
of
was
61.
I'm confused whether or not I feel like sometimes they're playing to try and win, but it's like that ship has sailed. You traded our whole team away, so at least, like I said, like Claypool, I'm writing it up as the play caller. Like twice a game, we're throwing a bomb to Claypool. Twice a game, we're throwing a bomb to Velus Jones. Like and telling Fields like if it's 1-on-1, just fucking throw it. Like if there's not a safety over the top, just fucking throw the thing and see
And
if these guys
well,
can win 1-on-1s.
I want to see. We were talking last week about throwing the football a little bit. In crunch time when they needed to in the fourth quarter, they had 2 completions for 13 yards.
Yeah, it was bad.
Detroit took away the running lanes. They did a really good. I'll give Detroit credit. Dan Campbell had that team coached and good to go. Especially when that fourth quarter hit. You can't win games and you can't be a top tier quarterback if you're throwing 2 completions for 13 yards in crunch time. You just can't. And he'll learn that. He'll learn it eventually, but the conservative play calling towards the ends probably didn't help matters. Um, of course, when you're up 20-14 in the fourth quarter, you expect to win that football game, but
Yeah.
bad teams find ways to lose. And this is a bad team.
Yeah.
It's a bad team.
I feel like I want them to lose anyway, so I don't know. It's like a double-edged sword where like it is depressing watching the game, us thinking we're gonna win and then we lose. But I guess when I wake up eventually on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm like, good thing we lost.
Yeah, but see, you can't lose to the Detroit fucking Lions.
Yeah, I
You
hate
just
losing
can't.
to the Lions too, but we do need that pick to be top 10. We just need
Oh,
it desperately.
it was going to be top 10 anyway. It's just, I mean,
Yeah,
I
but we
see
want to
where
be like
people,
before the Lions.
I
I
understand where
know.
people
I
are
don't want
coming
to lose to
from.
them either. I don't want to lose to them either. I wanted to
I
beat
understand.
them. I want to beat the Vikings. I want to beat all these fucking guys.
Well,
I wanted
especially
to
the
beat the
Lions.
fucking Dolphins. I was fucking pissed when we lost that game.
The
But I'm
Lions
just
are
saying,
the
like,
lowest of the low
on the
in the
grand scheme
division.
of things, I'm kind of glad we did now. Just because as long as we're scoring 30 points, then I guess I'm fine with it. If we were
Well, if you
getting
figure the more losses you get, the more chances you have of getting the top 5 pick. And instead of the one being fleeced for a top 5 pick, maybe Chicago can actually do some fleecing of their
oh, we
own
definitely are.
and get another
I was
team.
reading an article and I'm pretty sure the odds for Pace to trade back in the first round is like minus 250 or some shit like that. Like
I wouldn't
I
doubt
would
it.
be shocked unless there's some really good pass rusher or wide receiver there.
Who's the Jalen Carter? Is that the defensive tackle out of Alabama?
Yeah, Jalen Carter and then Will Anderson, right? He's out of
Yeah,
Alabama
Will
too.
Anderson, the linebacker. Yeah.
If one of them are there, we better pick them. I want if
Yeah.
either one of them are there, I want them. Or I guess Marvin. We were talking about this Marvin Harrison. He can't come out, but what's that other kid from Ohio State? The weird name. It's like an
Yeah,
African.
the Njoku
Yeah,
kind of thing. Yeah. I know who you're
so
talking about.
maybe one of those guys. There's a lot of receivers. Honestly, if there's, I don't want to pick a receiver in the top 10. I'd rather just fall back. But if Will Anderson's there, then I would love to have him. If we're like 6 and he falls somehow, then maybe.
Yeah, same thing with Jalen Carter. I think that's what they need. They
I don't
need a
think
run
Carter's going
stopper.
to be there. Yeah, I'm
They need a
positive
run stopper
Carter's
in the
going to
middle
be
of that
there.
line.
Yeah, we need a force. It kind of sucks that we lost out on Ogunjobi or whatever the fuck his name is because
Yeah,
of that
because he's playing well.
Yeah, he does playing good. I
He's
think he would.
he's playing.
I
He's
think he would have
very
fitted nice with
productive at
us.
Pittsburgh right now. Like
Justin Jones has been okay. He's really stepped it up lately. I feel like he's the only person who makes a play now. I feel like Dominique Robinson was doing good, the rookie, to start the year, but I think it's just been.
He's fallen off a cliff.
I don't know. Maybe they've got some tape on him and realized like there's ways to beat him easily or whatever. Maybe he's tired. I don't know, but he's fallen off. He hasn't done shit in weeks, but he had a good start to the season.
Yeah, it's very hard pressed to find any bright spots on this defense. I
There
was
really are.
looking.
Like I said, Jack Sanborn.
The only thing I could think of right now is Jack Sanborn in terms of positivity on that defense because I mean, and it's a great story. Local kid, Lake Zurich, played high school football up in Lake Zurich. He went to Wisconsin, undrafted free agent. I mean, it's a marketing machine for Chicago if you're talking about that. But the play on the field really speaks for itself when you have the 12 tackles, 12 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and a pick that should have been a pick. That's as productive of a game as Roquan was having. Yeah. And
Roquan got a lot of garbage time stats. He was playing okay, but He was just
I
like
mean,
the only person getting there to tackles, but the guy had already gotten 8 yards. I mean, he made a few big stops. A lot of when we needed a tackle for a loss on third down and short, it was Roquan. So I don't want to shade him like that, but I think a lot of
I
his
mean,
stats were a little fluff because he just has a high motor.
well, you were talking about, I mean, if we're just reviewing the game a little bit, last week we also talked about, you were kind of saying that the offensive line wasn't as bad
Yeah,
as, how do you feel now? I mean, Tevin Jenkins being out was huge for us.
yeah,
Tevin Jenkins, he's our best offensive lineman, but it's kind of hard to throw the football if you're not getting any time. Even
yeah,
his scrambles, most of his rushing yardage, as much as we talk about how great of a runner he is, most of his rushing yardage just because he's getting pressured in the backfield and he
I don't
has
know
to
if that's
escape the
true. A
pressure.
lot of his big
Oh,
runs
it's
were like a
100%.
design run.
It's
Like his
100% true.
70-yard run was a run, right? It was just a run.
No,
It was a read option, I thought. In the
no,
Miami game, it was a scramble.
yeah, but I think he had 8 designed quarterback
The one he
runs.
took to the house was a design run, though. It was a
Yeah,
read
but
option.
a lot of his rushing yards have been because he's getting. I mean,
Yeah,
his
I mean,
offensive
Aiden
linemen are in
yeah,
his
again,
lap.
yeah, Aiden Hutchinson was cooking. He's really good though, as you know. I like him. I mean, they don't have a bunch of bums on their D line too. They got a lot of first round draft picks out there, but yeah, they're getting worse. I think this game we didn't run the ball as well as we normally do. I think that really hurt the whole line.
Tevin
But,
Jenkins makes a big difference. You can see the
I mean, I
offensive
like
line
Tevin
without Tevin
Jenkins.
Jenkins out there.
Is he going to
He,
be our forever guard now? He's never
I
playing
think so.
tackle.
I think so. It just seems like he's more comfortable in that
I
guard
just feel
in
like
that guard
Borum
role.
sucks. So
Oh, Borum's absolutely terrible. But like I was saying too, you take the left tackle. I'm
Jones
drawing a
moving
blank right
right.
now. Yeah, swing
Braxton.
him over to right.
Yeah.
Braxton Jones. You swing him over to the right tackle, and you go find somebody either in
To
the
play left
draft
tackle. Yeah.
or free agency to shore up
I'm
your
not
left tackle
hip to
spot.
all the left tackles in the draft right now.
I'm not either.
I don't know if there's any like world beaters coming out that we
Oh,
have
don't
to
worry.
have.
We'll have a draft special
Yeah.
once the time comes closer for that. But
But again, I was happy with uh Justin Fields just making crazy plays again. It's just going to get better once we get if we had a real wide receiver. It'd be really interesting to see how defenses played us because Mooney still just cannot get off these one-on-ones. Like he's getting jammed up on the line, not getting any separation. Really, nobody is. At least Komet's being a little bit better. I think they're designing a lot more plays for him. I think they need to do that more. Getsky's got to get in his bag more in that way and design plays for everybody
yeah,
instead of just being like, all right, go out there and win your route. And Justin,
there
you
was
throw it to him.
there, there was almost another touchdown Cole Kmet was going to have. That play where he knocked knees. There wasn't anybody within 30 yards of him.
Yeah,
If he didn't get incidentally contacted on that,
yeah.
it was going to be close to six.
It's good to see
Um,
him getting the ball and getting some confidence because he does block his ass off.
Especially in the red zone.
Yeah,
They needed a red zone target, and we all thought maybe with this Chase Claypool trade, it would be, Chase Claypool will be in 6'4", 220, but with Cole Kmet, I mean, he's showing up weekend. Last 3 weeks, he has 5 touchdowns.
yeah. That's a
That's
shiny him and
nuts.
Justin Field. The red zone offense has been amazing ever
It's been
since that
so much
bad
better.
game against Washington where we basically blew what we fucked 2 turnovers in the red zone and then we failed on fourth down one time.
Yeah.
Like uh ever since that game, I feel like Justin Fields has hit a switch and like if we get in the red zone, we are scoring a touchdown. Like there's no stopping us inside the 10. He's going to run it in or you're going to sell out and he's just going to throw it easy touchdown to the tight end. And that is I guess what we're watching this season for. The only shining light is the offense, and it does look explosive, and it's with a bunch of bums, and it's not garbage time offense. It's like we're winning these games. Like it's not like we're getting blown out by 30 and then Justin Fields is going crazy in the fourth quarter and putting up all these stuff. Like we're doing the blowing out or we're winning, leading the drives. So it's not like these empty yards that he's getting when nobody cares. Like we're front running and we're finding a way to lose, which
Like I
is
said,
which is disheartening. But
bad teams find a way to lose, and that's
but
just right now. That's
it's
just what we're
give
at.
Justin Fields doesn't look like it doesn't feel like this gimmick flash in the pan. It's like this guy's good. He's really good, and I really hope that I've got a little faith in Poles, and I hope they surround him with guys who can ball because He looks like he has got it. Like, I was looking up some stats. We were talking about the other quarterbacks in the draft, and I hadn't realized how good T Law's been this year. Much better passer than Justin. Staying in the pocket. He's not surrounded by much better talent. I'll say that. I think his receivers are slightly better. I think his O-line is slightly better. I think his running backs are slightly better. And similar coach, similar first year for him too. They both were coached by two fucking idiots. But I think both of them are really turning the corner. It's funny to see Zach Wilson and Trey Lance just be nothing. And even Mac Jones, because he was in talks of getting picked before Justin Fields, which is crazy. Would have been nuts to me. As much as I hate Ohio State, to me, watching, I thought it was shocking that Zach Wilson was even in the fucking question to be picked before Justin Fields. But it's all come to fruition. It looks like he's just got a big arm. He never really ran like this at Ohio State. We weren't even thinking, like, we all knew he was fast, but nobody was even thinking about Justin Fields as a runner like this. We were thinking like we were telling Nagy to use Mitch, like roll him out of the pocket, use his legs. Like, he is legitimately one of the best running backs in the league right now. And it's like, I didn't expect that. I watched a lot of Ohio State games, and he really was just a pocket passer.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't, they didn't even run a lot of design runs, or he just wasn't keeping them. But he really didn't run like this. I feel like Trevor Lawrence ran more in college than Justin Fields did. And it's a real big pleasant surprise to see him do it like that, because, of course, I want to see him develop as a passer, but it's going to be real fucking easy to develop as a passer if they're afraid of you running for 100 every game, like Lamar. Like, that's why I have Lamar. He looks real good passing all the time. He's got
that's the thing, too, is that everybody's like, oh, yeah, Lamar Jackson. Justin Fields is a much better,
way better passer
than Lamar Jackson.
A comparable runner, it looks like, at this point. And we'd have to, I mean, he ain't as shifty as Lamar, but he's just doing Lamar things. He's just not breaking the tackles he is, but he's doing Lamar things.
But see, here's the thing, too, is that, I look at it this way, and Lamar in Baltimore, he has Mark Andrews, but you take a look at that offense, right? Who are his wide receivers? I mean, they got a really good offensive line.
He has a great organization, and John Harbaugh is a world-class coach.
That's what I'm saying, is that offensive coordinator schemes plays for Lamar Jackson and, Mark Andrews to get open. And he's had bum wide receivers his entire career. While
the best one he's had is Hollywood Brown, and he's mids.
And they shipped him off to Arizona. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
think they should be doing a lot. Yeah, I think we should be doing similar to what they did for Lamar, except for I think we should. Justin's just got a real arm. You could see it when he stops and plants his feet and turns around and lets it rip. Like, it don't look like when Lamar's throwing it. So we gotta go get a Diggs or a fucking Justin Jefferson or any of these guys. Like I said, I don't know if I would trade my top 10 pick, but if we don't got a top 10 pick and Metcalf is unhappy, I would do anything we had to do to get him. Like, so somebody like him, because I don't know if there's one in the draft. It's so hit or miss in the draft.
I know, and it sucks too, because like you talked about, I really want Marvin Harrison Jr. I think
that'll be next year, but I don't think we'll be that bad next year.
No, sure. I don't think so either. Because he's a top 10 pick easy. Yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned Justin Jefferson. To me, he's the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. He's absolutely ridiculous, and he was picked in the 20s, wasn't he? Yeah. Didn't the Eagles pick Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson?
They picked Reagor. They picked Reagor over Justin Jefferson, and they picked JJ Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf.
It's a good thing.
I mean, so did we. In fairness, we passed on all these guys too. We just didn't pick other wide receivers. But
we didn't have a first.
Oh yeah, one of the year we did have. Yeah,
because that went to the Raiders, and they ended up picking Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, and they also picked Henry Ruggs that draft instead of Justin Jefferson.
Oh yeah,
it was Ruggs, Judy, and Reagor all went before Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, and I'm
Judy's going to be on a different team next year.
I think so.
I hope it's our team. I was hoping we traded for him instead of Claypool, because I thought he was going for cheaper.
I thought he was going to go too. What really fucked us, I think, is when Denver ended up winning that game just before the trade deadline. I think if they lose that game, Jerry Jeudy is in the Denver Broncos
somewhere. I was lobbying for him. I also was, like I said, I was talking shit about DJ Moore, hoping they would somehow devalue him, but they said they wanted a first for him. and
Hmm.
I don't think he's worth the first.
I
He's,
don't,
he's
I
just
don't
too
think so.
short. I wouldn't give
Well,
up.
the Green Bay, remember, Green Bay offered them a first round pick and they still said no.
Oh wow! I know.
Yes,
I heard the Rams offered 2 firsts for Brian Burns,
yes,
and
and
they
they
said
turned that
no.
down too.
Wow,
You
wow.
could have had 3 first round picks. I mean, and for a
Honestly,
rebuilding
if I,
team,
yeah, I don't know. If I was embarrassed, I might do that for
I
Brian.
mean,
I don't know.
that's the kind of trade you make in Madden when you're trying to take the
Yeah,
worst team to make them the best. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I'm trying.
I would have taken that in a heartbeat,
Yeah,
100%.
I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah, I was secretly hoping we got Judy because I think he's got skills. I just think he's not the type of. I don't know if he'd even fit with Justin Fields. I just think he doesn't fit with Russell Wilson. He's more of a. He kind of does what Justin Fields does, where he's like his first read, then he wants to run around for a little bit, and he'll throw it to somebody like after he
Yeah,
does that. And I think Judy's more of a like in and out of his routes, like a CD Lamb, like hit me, boom, right when I run my route instead of a
in
playmaker.
stride, let
Yeah.
him run.
Uh, but like I said, I still like the Claypool thing. Like I said, I don't understand some of these coaching decisions they're making. Why he's not in on 100? Like, what play could he not know? He's a wide receiver. Just feels tell him block or fucking run a 5 route. Like, how hard is this? Like, it's not like he's an
Exactly.
offensive lineman or you know what I mean. Somebody who needs to know like calls, like checks they're gonna make or anything like that. Like Justin Fields could literally just tell this fucking guy what to do every play. Like, or
Or
him ask somebody.
play some backyard football. Hey,
Yes.
Chase, run a 10 yard in, run
I,
a
yeah,
10 yard out,
I don't like I
run a
said,
fly
I don't know
route.
why they're not doing 2 or 3 shot plays a game to him. And the same with Ellis Jones. I don't care what's going on. We're throwing 3 screens of Ellis Jones this game. I don't care how you got to fucking do it, but 3 screens this game are going to in a jet sweep are going to Ellis Jones Jr. You draft him in the 3rd round. He's 25 fucking years old. We have to see if he can fucking play now. What the fuck's it? What did we just resign? We're just going to cut him at the end of the year. We lost a 3rd round pick. Like, can we at least see? Honestly, the season's over. Might as well put him back out there for fucking punt returns. Who cares if he dropped one? We're losing anyway. Like, who cares if he fucking drops a punt? Like, they're going to score a touchdown
I,
after you
I
drop the punt. We get the ball back anyway. Like,
I think the coaching staff is a little bit more worried about how that makes them look if they put him
I,
back there for punt returns and he drops the ball. Like I said, throw
I
him in
don't.
at running back. Throw him in at running
I
back.
guess
What?
like so. I mean, not. I guess that I don't. Maybe not in the traditional sense. I'm fine with him getting rushes. I just think like I don't know if that's the answer. I agree. They should be he should be getting the ball like 5 times a game at least. Like by design, not go out there, run around, get open. Like I said,
Yeah,
3 screens and 2 jet sweeps, or motion in the backfield to run an actual sweep. You know what I mean? Like or do some weird shit and like they should do with Aaron Hernandez where he'd be playing running back, like just some weird shit. Like but I don't understand. We're just going to be like, all right, we're just giving up on this 3rd round pick. We're just going to resign. Like, what? I could see if we were like 500, then I'm like, all right, I don't want him to lose us another fucking game. It's like, who cares if he drops a fucking punt again? Like, we want to see if he at
I
least
was
run one
thinking
back.
more like using him as in like Debo is used in San
Yeah.
Francisco. It's maybe not Aaron
That's what something they
Hernandez.
do
I
where they
don't.
like motion him in the back. Well, Aaron Hernandez, they would like motion him in the back, and he'd play like straight up running back. They'd run like a single back stretch to Aaron Hernandez. Like, I just meant something like that, like where like um he doesn't have to take on Khalil Herbert's role, like where he's gonna have to do pass pro or anything like that. I don't want to see him out there trying to do that. But I do think he should be getting 2 or 3 carries and 2 or 3 screens thrown to him
Oh yeah,
just off of
absolutely.
the
Just to see what he can do,
yeah, we
man.
drafted him. You know what I mean? We passed on other guys that have been like, and if he sucks, he drops 2 more punts, then we fucking cut him and then be done. But
Yeah, but see, it's a win-win if you do that, right? Because realistically, you think, okay, you get him the ball, he turns out to be a playmaker, or you get him the ball
he's the
and
bomb, and then at
he
least you have
loses
a
us
reason.
games,
Yeah,
and we have better draft positioning.
yes. And
To
again, I
me,
don't see him dropping. Like I said, well, who cares if he drops another fucking punt or two? It's just not gonna. He already cost us our season. Like he can't ruin it any more than he's already ruined it. So that's just perplexing. Like he's a healthy scratch. Like same with Harry. You fucking traded for this guy.
and
Like
Nikhil
fucking.
Harry's been the reason why is because they like ESB as a blocker, right? Nikhil Harry's been pretty damn good at run blocking. Like,
Like who? I don't care. Like Justin Fields run. You see him. He's concussing DBs. Like let fucking the wide receiver miss a block and fucking Justin Fields is gonna run him over. Like I don't it really frustrates me when I see a Emeka St. Brown getting a jet sweep. Like what is happening? We got Chase Claypool, Mooney, Bellis Jones, fucking Justin Fields, and fucking St. Brown's getting a jet sweep. Like I don't understand what is going on against his head on that play call. Like
uh,
I'm fine with the play call. Actually, I just like that's not the right player.
it's the player personnel,
Yeah,
man.
like put
It's just
Dulles
not
Jones
there.
out. He can't fucking muff a punt on a jet sweep. Like put him out there. Like I feel like he muffed that punt and that put him in the doghouse for everything else. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a shitty punt returner. Can we see if he can fucking play wide receiver? Like,
Well, the only touchdown he had this year was at that goal line little flip pass or whatever
that's what
that
I'm
they
saying.
did
It's
with
like,
the
why
with
the
the
fuck?
jet
Like,
motions,
he muffed the punt. He can't play wide receiver anymore. Like,
I
I'm pissed about it too. I
I
am
think
like,
I think they're more so, taking into consideration that when he was at wide receiver and he had that, fly route with the ball right into his hands
oh, I don't
and
know. I
he
forgot about
dropped
Smith.
it.
Yeah,
And
but
he
I'm shit. That's
dropped it.
everybody. We've seen fucking Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. We've seen everybody drop a fucking wide open pass. Like,
Not after muffing punts
yeah,
2 years
that's
in
I
a
guess
row.
that's true. And they did not muff two punts before. But
Like
like I
it's
said,
just
I don't know. I just want to see him out there because he is really fast.
I think
And
it's mental. I think
yeah,
it's mental
I
for
got, and
him.
I'm not at practice either. They're probably trying him, and he's dropping passes in practice and not
You
paying
you have
attention.
yeah, but you have to
And he's
find a
a
way to get
25. I don't know. It's like I guess there are red flags. He's 25. What I was reading is Justin Fields told Poles he wanted Ellis Jones Jr. That he told Justin like these are the 5 wide receivers that we're going to draft in the third round. These are the guys I like. If they're available, which one do you like? And Justin said he liked Ellis Jones Jr.
If that was the case, then Justin Fields has horrible, horrible scouting prowess because Valence
Again, I don't
Jones
know how true that is, or I don't know how much, if even if maybe Poles still liked him anyway. I'm not saying it's all just. I just heard that Poles asked him that like we're
if
not if
Poles
we're gonna
liked them in that position,
yeah
that's probably even worse because
yeah
this kid, 25 years old, right? It was the COVID year, so of course he got that extra year of eligibility. He was only productive for one season at Tennessee when Jarrett was throwing him the football, okay? But the 2 years that he was at USC did absolutely nothing. The
yeah.
one that's why he transferred because he couldn't get on the fucking field. And then he goes to Tennessee, does nothing his junior year. He finally gets on the field at 25 years old and has a semi-productive season. He still finished less than 1,000 yards.
That's just
I
a
mean,
red flag too. That
yeah,
being 25, like
granted,
even with
don't get
COVID, it's like good wide receivers play till they're eligible, then they're gone. They stay. They're not staying longer.
no,
Like
and Tennessee couldn't throw the football. They can throw the football now. I mean, they're a great offense now, but when Valus was there and Jarrett, was there throwing him the football, it just wasn't working. That offense was terrible. I don't know why anybody would have picked a wide
I
receiver
don't
from
know either.
Tennessee.
I want to.
Like
The next time we do next episode, I'll have a list. I would like to know who got picked. What wide receivers got picked after Velus Jones Jr.
after George
Yeah,
Pickens,
he didn't get picked after. He was
I,
before.
I think so.
Pickens was in the second.
Was he in the
Pickens
second?
was
I
in
thought
the
he was in the
second.
third.
He was in between our Brisker Gordon or Gordon and Brisker picks
Oh, okay.
because I
Yeah,
wanted
that would
Pickens.
be interesting. Yeah,
I honestly, I think right now I'd rather have Pickens than Gordon. I'm glad we have Brisker. I think he's the lone shining. Like I said, Gordon's got some upside. He's been playing a lot better. I think he's going to have a long NFL career playing corner. I don't think there's anything going to be wrong. I don't know if he's going to be elite or anything like that or
I
Pro
think he'll
Bowler.
be a good slot corner. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
think
he's going to
Gordon's
be a
got
good.
game. He can tackle. He's just a
Yeah,
good football player. Brisker looks like he got a couple Pro Bowls, maybe an All Pro at some point, but he's got game. But I think I would have rather had Pickens. I know Pickens was in the second round in between our our picks, so we couldn't have got him.
I probably would have taken Pickens over Kyler
I
Gordon.
really like him.
But if he was there, yeah, that just doesn't seem to make it. And I get it. You draft based on you draft
Your board.
the quote unquote best
They had
player available.
Kyler Gordon had a first round grade. I definitely deep dive on this because I was interested why the hell they picked because I just really hadn't heard of him and I'm big on the draft, so I'm pretty in depth, like in tune with all these guys, and that just Kyler Gordon's name wasn't really ringing any bells. Like nobody was talking about how good he is. Like, oh, if he falls, you gotta have him. Like, he's short, he's slow. You know what I mean? He's not like tall or fast. I mean, he can play. I like him. He's been a pleasant
You know
surprise.
who he reminds me of? Cortland Finnegan. You remember Cortland Finnegan?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
that's
think
a good comp. Cortland was a good outside corner though.
Finnegan.
But
He was,
I think
he was physical.
yeah, like I said, I think Kyler Gordon's going to have a long NFL career where he's a starter the whole time. I think it's a solid pick. I think you should be picking guys like Kyler Gordon. If you pick guys like him your whole career, you'll probably be a decent GM. I don't think it's a bad pick. I just thought we needed Pickens. We had nobody. Pickens got some swag. He got some edge to him. He's a good run blocker, and he's like a deep ball pass catcher.
He's a really good route runner.
Yeah, and he's somebody young to pair with Justin Fields. Like that's They got to be doing what NTN and like Urban Meyer did with NTN and T Law. He was doing a poor job coaching. We got to do stuff like that. Like football's about connections. Like it's not all about, oh, let's just get all of the best players and they're all just going to play good together. It's got to be good players who also like each other and got some chemistry.
Well,
Especially
that's why I think too, Chase Claypool and Cole Kmet having that Notre Dame
yeah,
connection.
I like
You know what
that.
I'm saying? And it just seems like they're already having more fun. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And
Komet just seems just in his
and
bag.
that locker room dynamic. I mean, you have to have a good locker room. You have to have a good culture. And I think we're starting to see that a little bit on the offensive, definitely on the offensive side of the ball. You
Justin
just take
Fields,
a
this
look at
thing
the
is
offense. It's
inspiring.
been
Yeah,
ridiculous, man. But that defense, bro. I just I can't watch. You
it
know me,
frustrates
I'm a
me.
defensive guy. I'm a
Yeah,
defensive
it
minded guy.
frustrates me.
The entire time I was watching that football game, I knew the offense was going to be okay. I had my notebook out with me as I was watching the game, and I'm just sitting there. I have 3 pages of notes just on the defensive alone because I'm a defensive minded guy. That's what I do.
Like I said, I don't really. I just took a lot of notes, and I just noticed like just zero urgency from the defensive line. Like those guys are not getting any rush. Like the Lions have a semi decent line. I will say that they
Oh,
got a
dude, they
lot
got
of.
three first round
I
picks
was
on
just gonna
that
say they
offensive
got
line.
a lot of first round picks, and the guys who aren't first round picks aren't any slouches. But
No,
I just
they're
thought
a great offensive line.
I
And
just
Detroit, honestly, I'll just say it. Detroit should be better than what they are.
golf sucks.
Uh, if they get a quarterback, they're going to be
Yeah,
dangerous.
they don't have any like
And a good defense. They need a
yeah,
defense
they
too.
need some DBs. They got
Jeff Okuda
their D
is,
lines is similar to their O line. I mean, Okuda's kind of sucks. He got that pick six,
yeah,
but
I
that
was
was
going to
just
say, Jeff
Justin
Okuda
Fields
has
could
been
have ran him
extremely
out there
difficult.
and fucking handed
Wasn't
him
he
that
the
fucking interception. Like
wasn't he the like third pick in the draft the year
something
that
like
they
that.
drafted him?
5 or something. He was a top 10 pick.
Like
Maybe 8. No, I think he was 7 or 8. But he was a high
he's
draft pick for deep for corner.
he's terrible.
Yes, he's not
He's
good.
terrible.
Like I said, Justin Fields could have ran out there and just given him that. And that was the fucking worst throw. And
Well,
I love just
he
seeing Justin say,
fouled.
"I'm never going to do that." A guy like,
Yeah,
what does he mean? A pick six or just that play in
I
particular? I
think
like it.
just that throw
Hey,
on
we
a
already
screen
had
pass.
Mitch. He's never thrown a pick six, so you can't live up. You already fucked up.
Yeah, that's right. He never did throw a
Yeah,
pick
Mitch.
six, did
He
he?
still has yet to throw a pick six. I think he's like one of the only quarterbacks who started as many games as he started and never thrown a pick six.
That's impressive. Round of
Mitch
applause
is
for
not.
Mitchell
I like Mitch.
Trubisky.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
Mitch is like fucking Jay Cutler. Now that he's not on our team anymore, I just like him even more. Like now that I don't have to be mad at him because he lost the game every Sunday. That I was like,
Future quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts. Watch me. Watch
yeah.
it.
I thought again. I don't know why they pulled him in Pittsburgh. I think they should have let him ride. Like he's still young too. Like, and he just joined your team. Like, what the like? Of course, he's not working out perfectly. It's not like you fucking added Peyton Manning. Like, he's a fucking 24-year-old quarterback who just moved to a new. You know what I mean? Just left the team where it's one of the worst coaching staffs ever, and fucking now he's here. It's like I don't know. I just think I'm positive he's better than Kenny Pickett. Like Kenny Pickett is not good.
I think Kenny Pickett's a bust.
And they're like the same fucking age. Like,
yeah, I just
Mitch has already shown that fucking put a good defense out there, get the game plan together. I will get us some dubs. Like, and I think
he won't lose you.
Yeah,
Mitchell Trubisky will not lose you a football game.
Yeah, I don't. That's silly me. Kenny Pickett sucks. I don't.
I think he's a bust. Nice I didn't like the pick. I didn't like the pick in the draft.
If I was them, I would have picked Malik Willis and then let Mitch start and then put Malik back there when he was ready. Like, I don't know. None of those quarterbacks are good. I don't know why Desmond Ritter's not playing.
Yeah,
over
dude.
Marcus Mariota. He fucking sucks. And I like Marcus Mariota. It's like he fucking sucks. Like, what the fuck? Like, who cares if you guys lose? I guess like they're in like the playoff race at this point, but like Desmond Ridder, I think I cannot imagine Desmond Ridder is worse than Marcus Mariota. Like
Marcus Mariota made one of the dumbest throws I have ever seen.
He does it all the time. He's so stupid.
Life,
like he does silly shit.
That shit where he's falling to the ground and throws the ball up there. I'm looking at the TV.
He was only good in the college scheme where like they ran hurry up and they literally the guy was in his fucking head like telling him who to throw to every fucking play. Like he can run, but like he cannot pass or shit. And like it's evident that in college somebody was telling him like, all right, they're cover 3, throw it to this guy, and he was open. Like the coach was just right. Like, but he's terrible. I don't understand how Ritter's not playing. I understand why Malik Willis is in Tannehill still got game. But like I do not understand why like Ritter's not getting his steps, and why Kenny Pickett is in over Mitchell Trubisky. Like he's
I
not
don't
better than him.
I don't
He's
get
not a
it
better
either.
athlete either. He doesn't have a better arm.
No.
Like I think they thought that like all this kid's from Pitt. The team knew him before Mitch. Like they practiced there. I get the college team practices at that facility, so they all know him very well. They out there catching balls with him for years. He was like a 5-year starter at fucking 4-year starter at Pitt. But
I
still,
think
like
trash, dude.
he's not good. I have not seen him do anything I thought was good.
No, and that's the thing, man, is that and Pittsburgh's such a good organization
Yeah.
too. Like you would think that
I like Mike Tomlin a lot. I was like on the Twins, like I was hoping that after that year, that bad year, I guess was they made the playoffs, but or no, did they not make the playoffs last year? Whatever, they had a down year, and like people were rumbling about Tomlin. I was like, shit, Tomlin's the only coach in the NFL I would have the Bears trade a pick to get. I think he's fucking awesome. And I would
you wouldn't have traded a pick for Sean Payton. I would.
I don't know.
In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Sean Payton.
Was that before we had Justin Fields?
No, we had because
if we had Justin Fields, then yes. If we didn't, then no.
Because there's talk about him going to Los Angeles.
Oh, now is he under contract? I thought you were like still wouldn't have to be traded or
they
whatever.
They would have to
buy him out or something.
Yeah, I would if this was last year and Sean Payton's name became available, I would definitely trade a pick for Sean Payton 100%. With Justin Fields, like
I think Eberflus has been okay though.
Justin Fields is exactly what Sean Payton wanted Taysom Hill to turn into. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
Taysom Hill was good in college. He broke his leg twice. Broke his leg
that was his vision for Taysom Hill was Justin Fields. Just imagine Sean Payton would.
That wasn't even my vision. Like I said, I always envisioned Justin Fields being like a pocket passer. Like I knew like I saw what his 40 time was, but I watched a lot of Big Ten football. So like, yeah, you see him break one every now and then, but like that's just college. Like these guys run, their pass blocking so good. But like he wasn't keeping the read options. He wasn't they weren't running any student body lefts for the touchdown. They were just giving it to the running back. They had the best running back in the fucking one of the best offensive lines. But it has been a pleasant surprise to see that like he has Lamar-like capabilities. Like I said, Lamar is still Lamar, but to see like how fast he is by comparison to everyone else on the field, like it's like Lamar. Like he's the best player on the field like at all times now. It seems like.
I'd be next year. Well, all right. So we got Atlanta coming up. Would you be okay with a loss here as long as the offense continues to look good?
Yeah, I mean, my envision is I want us to lose every game here on out, but score 30.
I don't know, dude. I don't know about every game because you have to win. You have to beat Detroit. You have to build that kind of you keep losing.
That's true. I think I want us to beat the Packers. I think they're down right now, and I think I want to at least, or not, maybe not beat them, but at least them not embarrass us like they always fucking do.
Yeah.
I think that we'll have a good shot too because our whole defense is fucking hurt, and that's what we need. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is gonna fucking light us up, but I do think that you're right. The Lions game, I do want to win. I do not want to lose both times to them now.
No, you can't.
The Vikings, I'm okay with. We showed them that, like, if we had any type of players, that the Vikings wouldn't just be fucking winning these games. Like, like,
you know what? I'll take that back. I'd be okay with losing to Detroit. I'd be okay with losing both games to Detroit if they beat Green Bay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
I think a win against Green Bay does more for the morale and confidence
than
a win against Detroit does. So
I think we're going to get like 3 wins that we don't want, though. I think we're going to beat the Falcons this week.
I'm not
because Justin Fields is a winner, and those guys aren't out there trying to tank. So one of these.
I understand that, but the defense is so fucking bad.
Yeah, but one of these games we're going to go up against a team who just can't score 30 points. Like the Commanders is a great example. We literally turned it over 3 times in the red zone, and they beat us by 1. Like if we scored 30 like normal, they couldn't. There was nothing they could have done to beat us just because we put up 30, and they can't put up 30. So I think there are some teams out there that if we keep at this pace, like no matter what they do, they just don't score 30 points. That's not how they play. So
you have a winnable game against Atlanta. I'll give you that. Okay. But then you go on the road against the Jets. That's a loss.
No, I think we can beat the Jets. I don't think it's a well, who's going to be playing quarterback? Zach Wilson?
It's a loss. I just there's
We'll circle.
Th-
Well, I guess
This
we will
defense,
circle back to this.
yeah, this defense will make any quarterback look like a elite quarterback. There's nothing there.
Well, I know
And
that,
plus,
but what I'm saying is like,
the run defense is still so horrible. You got to
yeah,
remember, Atlanta is a really good running football
I think
team.
they sink it in the red zone though. They get a little bit better, but no, I just think
Atlanta,
I don't think we're
Atlanta.
better than Atlanta. I think Justin Fields does not like losing,
Oh no,
and
he said it
and
before that he
yeah,
hates
he's the
losing.
backbone of the team. So if he's out there, you know what I mean. He's out there on the sidelines talking to these guys. They're not going to want to lose the game for him. So I think in that vein, I don't think we're better than any of these guys by a mile. And I think where I'm at, I just think like the 49ers game and some of these other games that we won that people didn't think we were going to win. I think we're just going to win a couple more. I don't want to. I really don't want to, but I think like I said, you did change my mind. I don't want to lose twice to the Lions, so I kind of want to beat them. That's why I really wanted this game because then we can lose the next one and be like, whatever, we won. We already won one. But I do want
I
to beat the
think
Packers. I think they're down right now. Aaron Rodgers has lost his little mojo a little bit, and I feel like he uses us to get it back.
well,
And
even after that win against Dallas,
I don't know. I thought Mike
I
McCarthy
mean,
finished that game.
it was a good
They still
win.
look like shit though. They didn't look
They
that good in
did,
that game.
but they ran. It's because they ran the football.
Yeah,
That's what they should have been doing this whole year is just running the football. They have
yeah,
two great running backs that you know what I'm saying. If all Green Bay did was run the football and allow Aaron Rodgers to throw the ball only 20 times a game, they'd be okay because Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball 20 times a day game is completely different than Justin Fields throwing the ball
yeah.
20 times a game. Aaron Rodgers is the most talented, gifted quarterback to ever play the position. He's just I would trust Aaron Rodgers if I had to start a team, just brand new, afresh, and I could have had any quarterback in their prime in the history of the NFL. I'm taking Aaron Rodgers every time.
I would have taken Aaron Rodgers. The guys don't like him. Football's not about how good your arm is. Like, if it was, there'd be a lot more successful quarterback. Like Tom Brady's like slightly above average, like maybe arm talent wise. Like it's not about like people don't like Aaron Rodgers. His teammates don't like him. That's why they don't win. You can't win when you're like your quarterback's not all in. That's how I've always will feel like if and you just never hear like guys come out and stick up for Jay Cutler. Urlacher will like anytime anyone says anything bad about Jay Cutler in that fucking game, he gets mad and he defends him. Like, don't nobody come out and defend Aaron Rodgers like that ever. And people say similar things about Aaron Rodgers as they say about Jay Cutler. He looks aloof. He doesn't care. You know what I mean? He's got the smug attitude when they lose. You know what I mean? He like kind of brushes it off. And I just think the guys don't play for him. Like, I don't know what it is.
In a couple of years when because Devontae wanted out of Green Bay in a couple of years when the Raiders tear it down because they're going to tear it down, especially after this year. They'll run it back next year and they'll probably have a little bit better results. But I think Josh McDaniels after next year is going to be gone and they're just going to blow up.
I think he's going to be fired this year. I don't think he's going to make it next year. If they don't turn it around, if they don't win like 8 games, he's gone.
No, I don't think he's one and done. I don't think he's the one and done candidate. But in a couple of years, when they do blow it up, because they will blow it up, let's be honest. I wonder if the Bears will be in the market for Devontae Adams.
That'd be interesting.
Or what about Michael Thomas?
It's weird. I that's a person I think. Well, I guess we'll transition to that. I guess before we close it out, it's almost been an hour, but. I was interested maybe in the offseason. I think Michael Thomas is somebody we should kick the tires on. Again, I hate Ohio State. But now we have Justin Fields. I'm sure there's some kind of, I know they're far apart in age, but I know there's some kind of connection there. He is good. They've been playing without him. It seems like he don't want to be there anymore anyway. Just because, like, anytime he's hurt, he's like, all right, I'm not playing. Like,
yeah,
anytime. Yeah, he's like, all right, my ankle hurt. I'm done.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they don't want him to get hurt. He doesn't want to get hurt, so they can trade him. I don't know.
On the cheap, I'd take a flyer. Absolutely.
Yeah. If it's low,
send him a 4th round pick.
Maybe even Tyler Lockett. That's another vet I'd be interested in going after next year. I was looking at a lot of the analytics, and just Tyler Lockett is amazing when you look at like getting open and yards per catch and all this shit.
He's another fantastic route runner.
Yeah, and he just can get deep too. He's just really good.
He can get over the top of that defense.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have
sneaky speed.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to reach in and try and get an old vet like that. I'm hoping that like I said, maybe DK's on the trade market or somebody like Tyler Lockett. You said Devontae Adams, maybe. I don't know what they're gonna do with Devontae Adams. Like I really think Josh McDaniels is gonna get fired.
That was
That
that
team
was
is too good to be that bad. Like they're just too good to
absolutely,
be that bad.
absolutely. And I
And
think
you
Derek
really
Carr
can
gets
only
a bad
blame it
rap,
on the
man. I
coach.
like Derek Carr.
I think he's okay. I don't like Derek Carr. I think he had that one like MVP season, kind of like Carson Wentz, and like everyone's like, all right, he's like people like,
Carson
oh,
Wentz got hurt though.
I mean that's football. Everybody get hurt. Like you know what I mean? Got to get come back. You know what I mean? Tom Brady got hurt. He tore his ACL. Like if they all get hurt, like I don't like I some way I like that. I feel like that is a part of football. It's like, do you bounce back? You're everybody. Who doesn't get hurt? Like what great player like never got really hurt? Like I would have to look that like never sat out 8 games or 12 games or maybe the whole season.
Brett Favre,
Yeah, but,
Peyton
like
Manning. Well, besides his neck,
I think he was hurt. He just played.
Eli.
Like I said, I think these guys could have been like. I think nowadays some of these guys sit out for 4 games for something Eli would have played through. Is what I really mean. I don't think Eli never got hurt. I think he fucking fucked his hand up and he was like, "Shit, it's not my throwing hand. I'll be all right." Like and fucking went out there and
Exactly.
played. Like I don't think guys do that now. They're like, "I'm hurt. I'm not playing. I still get paid if I'm hurt." Like you know.
I don't know. Justin Herbert played through broken ribs
Some
this year
guy, I think
already.
not every. That's what I'm saying. I think that's what makes some play. That's how you. I think you find out who's great is who gets banged up and or tears the ACL and then comes back and still good. Like shit like that.
It's still hard to come back from a knee, man. I don't know
Yeah,
how
I'm
Tom
not saying
Brady
I
did it.
understand.
I
Just
don't know
that's
how Adrian Peterson did it when he tore his knee and then came back
because
like
he's a
4
goat. That's
months
what I'm
early.
saying. That's what I'm saying. He's a legend. Like that's the type of shit. Like he has that in him where like he wasn't gonna not come back and be like, "See, motherfuckers, even with a fucked up knee, I'm still Adrian Peterson." Like
Yeah, fucking AP, man. There was 2 people I hated playing running back against the Chicago Bears that always killed him. It was Adrian Peterson,
he
and you
rushed to
remember
200 on us like 2 or 3 times.
you remember Javid Best from
Yeah,
Detroit?
he's go crazy too.
Oh my God, dude. If he wouldn't have gotten hurt, he was like my fantasy football winner for
Doing
like
pretty
2
good this
years in a
year.
row.
But all right, anything before you want to close out? Bets?
Yes, let's do a little bit of factor cap and then let's go with some bets if you're ready for that. By the way,
All right.
speaking of bets, I went 9-2 last week, Sean, on Sunday.
I don't know
Nine
what
and
I
two.
forgot what I did.
Nine and
It wasn't
two.
it makes me if I can't remember it means I just was pretty in the middle.
All right, so Justin Fields for the second straight week ran for over 100 yards. I broke another record, setting 555 yards the last 5 weeks, making him the only quarterback in the Super Bowl era to accomplish such a feat. So factor cap, Justin Fields will break another quarterback rushing record by breaking Lamar Jackson's single season record total of 1,206 yards.
How many does he have right now?
He is on pace for 1,268 yards.
That what did Lamar get?
1,206 in his MVP year of 2019. Justin Fields needs to average 65 yards rushing a game to break this record.
Yes, then. Yeah, I was literally like trying to do some math. 65. I was looking to see if it was like 100. 65.
No.
I just think in his sleep he's gonna get 65. They've seemed committed to like we're gonna run 8 times a game with the like design runs. And just at his rate, he's running 5-6 yards a carry. Like I think he's getting 60 to like 90 yards rushing for the remainder of the season.
I'm pretty sure his season total, and I'd have to look this up, but I'm pretty sure his season total per carry is like 11 yards.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's what I'm saying. So like, I can't imagine him not getting 60 a game. It's like if you're designing, it's impossible to stop him. But so I'll say fact, he is gonna break Lamar's record, and I didn't know that. Well, he has an extra game too, right?
He's on pace to do it in 16 games. Same as
Oh,
Lamar.
okay. Oh, well, that's even more impressive.
Yes. So and on top of that, he hasn't been running as much. He didn't run as much at the beginning of the year as he has now, which makes it even more impressive. So realistically, when you're thinking about it, he's doing it in a little bit of a smaller sample size. But I agree with you. I think he's going to do it this year. So for a second straight week, Jack Sanborn has stepped in nicely, replacing Roquan Smith. Sunday, he had 12 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for losses, and the interception that was wiped away due to the penalty. So factor cap, Jack Sanborn is the next great linebacker star for the Chicago Bears.
Like what? Like all pro? I'll say Cap if we're gonna say great. I think he's gonna be on our team for a while though, and he's gonna be a nice little scrappy guy out there making plays. He flashes. I think he's weak in pass coverage. The sacks are just we have nobody. I think and Jared Goff is terrible. I don't think he sacks Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he gets a hold of Aaron Rodgers.
I wrote this
But
one as a joke.
but I like him a lot. I said it in the first episode that I was really the one positive I took from us losing Roquan was that we were going to get to see Jack Sanborn play, and I did want to see if he's got it. Maybe he will surprise me. I just think he's a little undersized. He's a little slow, and his pass coverage is lacking. And just in this day and age, especially in our division as well, you cannot be a liability in pass, and he's getting picked on out there.
I wrote this one because if you, I listen to a lot of Captain J Hood in the morning, and if you listen to Jonathan Hood talk about Jack Sanborn, it sounds like he's having a wet dream every time he says Jack Sanborn's name.
I was listening this morning. I get a lot of talking points from them too because I listen early. I listen to like the first hour and a half usually, and then I got to get to work.
So Dan Orlovsky on Get Up on ESPN made the egregious statement that Justin Fields was playing his way into the MVP conversation for this year. National media has really hyped Justin Fields these last 4 weeks. So factor cap, if Justin Fields continues playing like this, like he has the last 4 weeks, he should be considered in the MVP conversation.
In the conversation, yeah, maybe at the bottom. It's just like his stats put him up there. But like we were talking about earlier, when you have a losing record, I just think you're just out of it. Really, in any sport, I can't think anybody who had a losing record and got the fucking MVP. So I'll say fact. Yes, fact. I think he should be in the conversation. I don't think he'll be in the conversation of the people who are actually going to win it, though. We'll just say like he'll have decent odds, but
I'm going to say cap for this year, only because there's way too many people on that list ahead of Justin Fields for me this year to even be considered. I don't even think he's in the top 20.
20? I don't know about that. I don't agree with that. Absolutely. I would say right off the top of my head, I would go Pat Mahomes, Tua, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. I guess Jalen Hurts because they're winning, but
we're not just talking. We're not. Yeah, but see, all right. So yeah, rushing is great, right? Running the football.
I mean, it's a part of the MVP, though. I mean, Lamar got the MVP because he ran.
But Lamar also threw for over 3,000 yards that year.
That's not that many.
And he also had like 60.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If Justin Fields throws for 3,000 yards and has a shit ton of, I just think he should be in the conversation. I don't think he should win it. That's what I mean. If he has a good season where he throws for 3,000 yards and rushes for 1,300, like, I mean, you don't got to give it to him, but we can all admit that he had an extremely impressive season, and he was the MVP for the Bears.
Oh, 100% MVP for the Bears, but in terms of
like I said, I don't know. I guess we're looking at it. Is it about are we taking a winning, or are we talking about how good did the fucking guy do? It's not. We watch all the games more than anybody else. It's not Justin Fields' fault they're not winning these games. He can't go out there and play free safety. Like, so it's already a knock against them that they have a losing record, so he can't win at all. But we got to take, he can't even be in the conversation because the defense is bad. I don't think that's fair. That like, oh, you can't even be in the discussion because the 11 guys on the other side of the ball you have no connection with.
Really, fucking trash.
They're terrible.
God.
But I don't think he should.
For Jack Sanborn.
Yeah, I don't think it should be a top 3. I think it's going to be Mahomes. I think if Tua didn't get hurt those games, he for sure have it in the bag right now.
Honestly. If the Miami Dolphins win the AFC East, the MVP's Tua. I'm just saying.
No, it's a fan thing. So if it's between him and Mahomes, he ain't beat Mahomes. So.
It's not a fan thing. The fans have a vote this year.
No, I'm not talking. I'm just saying like it. I meant like it's a popularity contest. Like in like the underdog usually doesn't win the MVP. Like to win it, you gotta to beat the champ, you gotta beat a champ. So to beat out one of these MVP candidates, like how the fuck did Aaron Rodgers get it last year? Tom Brady should have got it.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like it was just like people like Aaron Rodgers better than Tom Brady. That's why, or the voters do, or whatever for whatever reason. Did he even miss games?
Did Aaron
Aaron
miss
Rodgers
games?
did for
No,
COVID, right? He missed one game
no,
for COVID.
I
Jordan
don't
Love
think
played a
so.
game. Jordan Love played against the Chiefs last year.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure. Yes, Jordan Love played a game last year. Um, I don't know why, but I'm
Oh
pretty sure.
yeah, because it was the vaccination thing.
Yeah, he played against the Chiefs. I remember that.
Yeah, it was the
But so it's
vaccination
like
thing.
he played and like that's what I'm saying. This shit's weird. So I just don't see Tua beating Mahomes. If Mahomes and the Chiefs are dominating, he's putting up huge numbers too. If their numbers are comparable, Mahomes is winning. Tua's gonna have to have like 500 more yards and like 5 to 10 more touchdowns to beat Mahomes.
What throwing the ball to Tyreek
He
Hill and
might.
Jalen
That's what I'm
Waddle
saying. He
might do
might.
it.
Like I said, if he would have got hurt those 2 games, he'd be the favorite. Nobody was going to be able to catch him.
I really think he still
He's like
wins it if the Dolphins
he's
win the
like
East.
he's like in eighth or ninth in yards right now, and he's got 2 less games than most of these guys.
It's amazing. I
I mean,
I hate.
it's
I
not.
did
I
not
mean,
like.
Tyreek's just really good, and like
I don't like Tua. I didn't like Tua coming out. I still don't think. I think he's a product of the system right now because anybody can be good throwing to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but that's
yeah.
All right. Anyway, next one. So after a really poor week, the Bulls, as of this recording of this podcast, find themselves 2 games below 500, and the team is seeming to not be the same since Lonzo Ball got injured last year. So factor cap, the Chicago Bulls will not make the playoffs this year.
That is cap. They're definitely gonna make the playoffs. They'll figure it out. I think Zach's been in and out of the lineup a lot. That hurts them. Pat will. I know I was down on him. He's been getting better each week. I'm still not high. I still think they should have traded. I don't think that should have been the reason they didn't trade for some of these guys, because this is just how the NBA is. Like, what team wins because they fucking grew their talent? Like Golden State, I guess, but like that's it. And like even then, they traded for a guy to put them over the top. Like
San Antonio when they had their run.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not very many. And again, you need fucking. They had Pop, and they fucking drafted. They had Tim Duncan. Like we don't have a Tim Duncan. We're not getting a Tim Duncan. Like so, really, you just gotta pay. And we're the Bulls, so people want to come to our team. Like so, they just have to do a better job. The front office has got to be a little more friendly. But we got a good. I think we have a group of players that guys would like to come play with as well. On top of being one of the basketball meccas. But I still think they don't make it.
Is one of the most underrated players in the NBA in terms of what he brings to a team, because as they were the #1 seed last year until Lonzo Ball went down. Once Lonzo Ball went down, it all went downhill from there.
What were they, 7?
Yeah, it was bad. If they go to the playoffs this year, I think they go to the play-in tournament.
When is Lonzo coming back?
There's no timetable. People are saying
I agree.
February.
I think. Are we saying playoffs or play? I think they'll definitely be one of the top like 8 or 9 for sure. I just don't see them being that bad. I think, like I said, Lonzo or Levine's been in and out. Caruso's playing really bad on offense.
I had them at 40 to 43 wins this year. So I mean, I realistically, I still think that gets you into the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. So, I mean, we'll see. All right, so the offense has scored 29 points in 4 straight games, losing 3 straight. They are the first team in NFL history to do so. They are also the only team in NFL history to rush for over 250 yards in 3 straight games to lose all 3. The defense is as bad as any team in the NFL, allowing Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown to carve them up. So factor cap. With how bad the Bears D has looked, the Chicago Bears will not win another game all season.
Yeah.
We touched on this a little bit because we both talked about the Atlanta game. Detroit, you have to beat Detroit. You have to.
I think these next 2 we have are very winnable. And like I said, I just think with our run game and stuff like that, if we catch a team on a bad day, we're just gonna get to the point where we're winning by so much they can't beat us. Like
they have to, just for morale reasons. Yeah. They have to win. They have to win 2. And 5. Get me to 5 wins. Give me a top 6 draft pick. I'm okay. And I think 5 wins does that for you. And I think if you know what, you can lose any game on the schedule. I don't care. If one of those wins comes against Green Bay and you lose the rest of the games, I'm a happy guy. And I think so was the rest of Chicago. So that's just my take on it. I don't know. I hope they do lose all of them. But
yeah.
All right, so for my picks this week, yes, I was 9-2 last week, but I'm only going to give 6 picks. I'm going to give the Thursday night football pick, and then I'm going to do my top 5 for the weekend. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of these picks, okay? So Thursday Night Football, I got Green Bay -3 at home. I just think last week was
Who
kind
they
of a
playing?
um, let me look it up real quick. Tennessee. They play Tennessee.
Yeah, I like that pick.
Yeah, they play Tennessee. I just think last week was a little bit of a confidence booster
Yeah.
for that team. And I just think they're going to be riding high. Both teams are going on short weeks because Tennessee played on, or no, Tennessee didn't play, did they? They're coming off a bye. But either
Are
way,
they?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're coming off a bye, or they played last Thursday. It's one of the
Yeah,
two.
maybe they played on there. I can't remember.
But I just think Green Bay. I mean, I usually don't like betting against Aaron Rodgers anyway. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take that. Then this weekend, I've got New York, the Giants -3 against the Detroit Lions. I think they cover that. It's at
Yeah, I like
home.
that. Yeah, their defense is good.
Yeah, it's at home in New York, so I think that's easily a touchdown game. My second pick, I have Cleveland getting 9.5 points against Buffalo.
I like
Um,
that. That's a good one. I
yeah,
might when we end this, I might go put some money on that if it's still 9.
it's
Yeah,
nine and a
they
half
play
when
slow.
I
They
made it.
play slow too, and they do.
They do. And with Buffalo, I mean, I know Buffalo's going to be pissed, but I think they're as vulnerable as any team in the NFL right now.
Well, I just think the
Um,
Browns aren't a slouch team. They still got a solid defense and a
no,
good
and I
run game.
think Buffalo wins the game, but I think it's
Yeah,
going to be like 31-24,
yeah, nine's a
something like
lot.
that.
Especially the Browns too. They don't play losing football.
Yeah, it's a big number. And then I have the New York Jets getting 3 points on the road against New England. Um, for some reason I have this feeling in my gut. I think the Jets are going to destroy
You said
the
they're getting
Patriots.
3.
They're getting 3.
No,
They're
I don't
plus
like it. I
three
don't.
on the road. I just have this
Did they win the
feeling. I
first
don't
time?
know.
Right? They won the first time, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't like it.
I just
Things are split.
for some reason, I feel like Robert Saleh has this team playing with a chip on his shoulder, and that's just one of those games that he's gonna have his team ready to play. Um, I think the Jets win outright, in my opinion.
Okay.
And then believe it or not, this one's crazy too. So I have Las Vegas. I have the Raiders getting 2.5 on the road against Denver. Um,
That's an interesting game.
the reason why I have this is because I think after the whole Derek Carr crying at the podium thing, um, I want to say that because everybody, you can't find a person on the planet, we were talking about teammates, that finds anything bad to say about Derek Carr. Derek Carr is a great teammate. You were talking, you think he's a mediocre quarterback. I think he's a little slightly above mediocre. I think he's pretty good. Um, I think somehow, just like the same way that I had the feeling about the Colts beating the Raiders last week, I have this feeling that, the Raiders kind of rally around their quarterback a little bit. And I still don't trust Russell Wilson. I think he's a joke. That Denver team is just flat out bad. And so I'm taking Raiders plus 2.5 on the road against the Broncos. And then lastly, I have another dog. I have Pittsburgh getting 4.5 points at home against the Cincinnati Bengals.
JJ Watt's back.
Tomlin, yeah, well, yeah, TJ Watt's back,
Or
but
TJ, sorry, TJ.
Tomlin as a home dog is 17-3-3 against the spread, and I cannot argue with that trend and that
It's just a
number.
bad matchup for the Bengals too because their problem is they can't block, and TJ Watt is a
And TJ
savage.
and the Bengals
And the
have
rest of
looked
the D line plays a lot better when TJ's there too.
the Bengals kind of look all out of sorts without Jamar Chase. They relied on
Mixon.
Dix. Yeah, they relied on Mixon to get those 5 touchdowns or whatever. But Pittsburgh's are pretty good against the run. They have an okay secondary, but the big thing is that Minka Fitzpatrick is out. I think he's on the IR. But TJ Watt being back is huge for Pittsburgh. But Mike Tomlin, 4.5 point dog at home. Give me that all day. That's easy money.
Well,
So
yeah, I
those are my
definitely
top
like all
five.
those except for I forgot which one I said. The
You didn't
Jets.
like the Jets.
I don't think the Jets are winning. They usually split, or like I said, but we'll see. The Pats are weird this year, so it's kind of hard to judge them. But all right, it's a nice solid episode. I like the picks. I forgot we didn't do them last time. Next time maybe we'll have a graphic up. We can put it up on the screen. or I'll remember to do mine. But it was nice seeing you, and
Yes,
we will
sir.
see you guys all again next week.